Thank you, sir. Give Winston a hand for me, will you? It's an awesome event we got here. So as Winston said, that I grew up a little bit differently. As you can see when I'm walking here, I've got my own signature, a little swagger here, and I'm going to throw a question out to the audience. Is there anybody in the audience that had been faced with a dream that's come true for them? Show of hands. More than once? Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about 6 dreams that I had that came true. And as Winston said, and as you can see, the walk's a little bit different. I was born 3 months premature and was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at a young age. In fact, it was 12 weeks before my parents found out from the doctors that I was actually going to live. Nope, we don't think he's going to make it. Every day, got a phone call. And finally, after 12 weeks, yeah, we think he's going to make it, but don't get your hopes up, folks. He's not going to live a normal life. And after the first year, I wasn't walking. Now, can anybody tell me what age a child starts walking? About 1 year? So after the first year, I wasn't walking. And doctors are saying, told you. But by the time I was 3, I had some motivation. I had a younger sister, 2.5 years younger. We took our first steps at the same time. And as a 4-year-old, I didn't understand that that's what I was supposed to do. I just didn't want to get beat by a girl. And as I got a little bit older, I saw my friends riding bicycles, and I wanted to learn how to ride a bike, and I got told, oh, don't get your hopes up. But so they decided to give me a chance and gave me a big red tricycle. Big white wheels on it. It was really low geared and really hard to pedal, and my best friend nicknamed me the snail because it was so slow. And as things progressed a little bit, my friends were skiing, and I want to learn how to ski. And you know, in the meantime, growing up with a walker and having to hang onto a walker, I'd fall on my face. And I'd lie in the driveway, and my mother would say, get up. Get up. You have to learn how to stand up. And when I learned how to ski, I had a friend of the family teach me how to ski. And thinking, well, with my awkward gait, how do you ski? We figured out that my arms were stronger, so hands on the knees, pushing the knees to steer. It's not traditional, but I found a way. I wanted to learn to drive a car as I got older, and again, doctors are going, no way. In fact, I learned how to drive on a standard transmission because I knew the doctor would say I couldn't. At 9 years old, I was ripping around on a motorcycle with all my friends, and then I woke up. That was a dream. So by the time I was 16 years old, I walked into the doctor's office and said, I want my motorcycle license. And the doctor says, not a chance. So I did what any 16-year-old kid would do. I told him to jump in the lake, to put it politely. At 18 years old, I walked into a motorcycle training school. Nobody said a word. I go through all the motions and pass the course after 2 weeks. And then I found it just a couple of years ago that when I walked into that course, all the instructors except one guy said, there's no way. He says, oh, no, let's give him a chance. I found out later that I passed at the top of my class. They let 2 people go that weekend. They couldn't finish. When I asked the instructor why he thought I passed, he says, because you wanted it. You're focused. I had other goals. I decided to go scuba diving. And I had some instructors at the scuba diving school. They're going, I don't know. So I'm now a certified scuba diver. And just a couple of months ago, I did my first deep dive at 90 feet. Thank you very much. And a couple of years ago, somebody gave me the idea of walking the Vancouver Sun Run. Here in Vancouver, the Vancouver Sun Run is a 10-kilometer or 6.25-mile run, and I decided, yeah, I'm going to try that. So I trained for it for 2 months, And my neighbor was so blown away, he decided to do a video for me. And I walked the Vancouver Sun Run out of 49,000 runners. I finished after 2 hours and 15 minutes. My place was 38,188. What does that mean? I finished ahead of 10,000 people. And I get to the finish line, and my hands are in the air, and I went, yay! And I fell flat in my face. I'm serious. But I finished. It didn't matter. Walt Disney says, all your dreams are possible as long as you have the courage to pursue them. So I had to learn to conquer my fear. I took it to extreme. I jumped out of an airplane at 10,000 feet. And I had a pretty girl ask me one day, she says, what's the scariest thing you've ever done? So I said, would you like to go out for dinner on Saturday? Hey, you ladies are laughing, but you have no idea how scary that is. You want to know what my biggest fear is right now? Falling off the stage. This is why the podium's right here, and I know where the end of the stage is. It sounds ridiculous, but it's honest. It's true. One of the things I was terrified of was my grad reunion. Because I was picked on in school. I was called things like crippled and gimp and retard, and I was so fed up with it I decided to run away. But they found me a week later at the end of the driveway. My grad reunion comes up, and I said to my best friend, I said, you know, I don't want to go. He says, yeah, you do. No, I don't. Yeah, you do. Why? Because you go in front of crowds and talk about overcoming your fear, so you have to do it. Well, I got to do it now. So I go to my grad reunion. I had a blast. Because I was never the cool guy in school. You know, and people say to me, you know, would you ever want to be healed? Like, I said, no, because I had too much fun. See, I think it'd be hilarious to get stopped at a roadblock, and the cop says, get out of the car and walk a straight line. It's never going to happen. Thomas Edison says, our greatest weakness lies in giving up, but we're almost certain to succeed if we try just one more time. Do you know who the record holder for home runs in a season is? His name is Barry Bonds. He had 73 home runs in a season. What do you think the coach said when he approached his coach and said, I want to go for that record? Don't get your hopes up. I don't think so. He probably said, you know, you want to do that? I'm going to help you. You know what the difference between a 300 hitter and a 200 hitter is? It's one hit every 10 times of a bat. A 300 hitter, what that means is for every 1,000 times he's up to bat, he hits the ball 300 times. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but I'm trying to keep it simple. That means he only succeeds 30% of the time, and he's a hero. Can you just imagine what you guys can do? Hello? You know, why do I do what I do? People ask me, why do you do what you do? Well, it helps that I'm a little crazy. But honestly, it's not that I wanted to do better than everybody else. Winston should have talked about that earlier. He wanted to do things better. That was never my goal. I just didn't like being looked at less than everybody else. My whole life it's been, oh, the poor guy. Here, let me help you up. You know, and it's like, just leave me alone. Let me do my thing. I have to learn how to do it. I'm no less than anybody else. But there's the flip side. I'm no better than anybody else. I'm no better than you. I mean, nobody ever thought that I'd ever be walking a marathon or riding a motorcycle or skiing or scuba diving. Nobody ever thought that. It's up to you to decide what's possible. It's up to me to decide what's possible for me. So don't live your life and look back and go, gosh, I should have done that. Don't live a life of regret, folks. You only got one shot. Make it count. Thanks very much. You guys are great.
Jamie Lange.